My fear is that which I've followed has followed me. My fear is that I've effed around a little too much and I've since found out. The terror started 3 nights ago, well after dark. We had shut the chickens up, the ducks. Everybody was safely tucked away. Our baby goats, which we had recently gotten, just to add to the livestock of the homestead, when suddenly I hear screaming from the fowl like I'd never heard. I come rushing out with my boomstick, thinking it's a raccoon, maybe a possum, or even a fox. Yet I see nothing. Everything's tightly tucked up, still tucked away, but one of the 2 goats are missing. I shine my bright spotlight into the forest after hearing movement, and I see a pair of glowing eyes, but not yellow, not green, like that of nocturnal wildlife, but red, blood red. And I hear a growl, and I hear the crying of the goat. I come into the forest with my boomstick, when suddenly I hear a cracking sound. It sounds as if bones are breaking. And then the crying, the neighing, it stops. And then I hear something huge just run away. Knowing that I had the protection of my boomstick, I continued into the forest, where I'd heard the screams and the cracking of what sounded like bones, only to discover something which I did not want to see, something hideous. What I fear is the remains of that aforementioned goat, as the goat was never found. The next night, the same thing happens, but I was prepared. I made it outside even quicker than I had the night before. The fowl were there, the ducks, the chickens, but our other goat, the female, the male having been dispatched the first night, was gone. Once again, I shined my bright light into the forest, and I saw those blood-red glowing eyes. I heard the crack of bones, the crying of the small livestock ceases, and then the trampling and the pounding of the feet of something heavy up the trail to the campground, which I relentlessly pursued. So I came up, broomstick in hand, bright spotlight ready, and I could hear breathing and growling and snarling behind the tent, which had already destroyed earlier in the year on a previous escapade. And it was hiding back here, behind this log, behind this tree. It was hunkered down like a snake, like a slithery snake. But in its position, it would have been a snake that was 8 feet long, 4.5 feet wide. And it was peering its ugly, stinky head up above this log. And I feared not approach, wishing I had done what I should have done 2 years ago and removed this log so it wouldn't have cover. It wouldn't have a place to hide. It finally stared me down to the point to where I did not feel comfortable, despite the fact that I had my trusty boomstick. So I slowly walked backwards back to the safety of my house and barred myself inside. But the next day I came up to look around, and what I'm about to show you behind this log pile is evidence of the creature's horrendous activities for quite some time. I must warn you, what you're about to see is gruesome. As you can see, the creature has obviously found refuge behind the log pile, where it has decimated what might be the remains of my goat, other small creatures. Feeling safe, feeling hidden. We must take away its ability to feel safe and remain hidden, and we're going to do that right now. Get my 6! Well, you know what they say. FAFO. We've been FAing for 7 or 8 years now, and we've been FOing here as of late in horrendous ways. So we've got to take away their cover. But this log is not really in a safe position for me to come in here with my really awesome Husqvarna chainsaw and just start splicing up and slicing up and slicing and dicing like an infantryman with his bayonet. I've got to pull it out a little bit. But how is a guy like me? I mean, I know I'm strong. I go to the gym. You can tell by looking at me, I'm very buff. But still, I mean, this log is just too big. I need to use some technology. So I got my Dodge Ram 1500 four-wheel drive pick-em-up truck in four-wheel drive mode. And I've got a tow rope, but the tow rope just isn't going to be enough to do it. So I need something else. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. And it's a good thing that I go to the gym and that I'm buff, or I wouldn't even be able to pick this tool up. Look at this. This is what we will be using. This is what we're going to use to take away the cover of the monstrous creature, the him, her, it, or they that has been leveling destruction on everything around here lately. All right. I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Weaver, the vertically challenged people who live under bridges tell me I say it wrong. They say it's Vivor, but I made this company millions of dollars in the last couple of years, so they don't care how I say it. I call them Vivo-er if I want, brah. All right, so let's get to it. It's a very simple product to use. You clamp it to the log like this. Look at that. Look at that. Just clamps. It can't get any easier. I mean, I glanced at the instruction manual. Weaver's instruction manuals are very clear. They're very simple to read. This is another reason I love their products. And again, they've been sponsoring me for 5 years, maybe 6 years now. And every single item they've ever sent me to do a demo on is still in use and it still works as if it's new. So I 100% stand behind this company. Vivor, Viver, or Vivo-er. All right, for who's counting. But, I mean, it's pretty much it. Clamp it to the log, shows you how wide it opens. It's got a 31-inch opening range, kind of latches itself down, and then you clamp it down with this. You see black and white dots on there, and on the other side there's black and white dots. That lets you know how to line it up. You see on that one there's a black and white dot, you just line it up like that. So check this out. And the bolts, you don't even need a tool for the bolts because you don't tighten them to the point to where they can't move. They need to be a little bit mobile. So let's see here. Go white on white. Comes right off. And folks, I haven't even used this yet. This is absolutely the first time. So I screw this white one on here. And you know, you don't even have to screw it on there too far, just enough to get the bolt on so that it holds piece A to piece B, and then I do the same thing here. And this thing rotates. These hinges go to full 360, so you don't have to lean and bend. I'll put this one in here, screw it on. And folks, usually when I do demos of products, I piece things together off camera because I don't want to waste your time seeing how I do it, watching me drop bolts and nuts and doing all this screwing around I have to do, put them together. But this one is so simple. I'm doing it live time here on the video, or real time. That's already done. So that you can see how easy it is. Now over here, let's see, I got black one here. So I'll go to black one here. Get it in there. And it's really cool because I dropped the washer and it went in my boot. And I took my foot out of my boot and the washer came out with it. See that? See how easy that is to use? I want to make sure not to lose pieces up here. That one's on, and now we got one to go. 3 out of 4. Take this one off. I'm going to take the clamps off for just a second to make sure I get this one on properly. As you can see, I'll be able to put it right back on. Ha! And now, folks, this is good. I showed you this real time because I've just found out you don't screw the hinges from the smaller part onto the outside of the bigger unit. You put them on the inside. That's what's so awesome about this channel. You get to see me screw up so you don't have to. So let me take this off camera, put them on the inside, and come right back at you, and let's see how well it tows. All right, guys, now we have it properly assembled. And listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. I put one part of it here on the inside of the main frame and the other one's on the out. So you get it to go together however you can. I mean, it's going to work, I hope. Now let's clamp it here to the log. And the force of the pulling of the truck will keep it locked down. I want to make sure not to flip the log onto the truck though, so let me get it underneath it. Yeah, like that right there. Now, got my tow rope. Gonna hook up to the Weaver clamp. Then I'm gonna hook the other end of the tow rope up to my Dodge Ram 4-wheel drive pick 'em up truck here. There we go, we're hooked up. Now, I want to make sure when this log starts moving, I don't knock that camera over because look, it comes all the way out to here. So let me move this back and let's see how it goes. Let's see if we are successfully able to remove the cover of this vicious him, her, it, or they who is leveling destruction and death and mayhem and terrible, bad, nasty things. Words I can't use because our society has become so soft. If I even said the words, you'd get triggered and you'd be in therapy for the next 20 years. So I will not say those words, but you know what those words are. Yeah, those words apply here, brah. So let's see if we can take away their cover. Wow. Wow, just wow. This is amazing. Look at this. As you can clearly see, let me reverse the camera and show you how awesome this Vivo log clamp did. So again, you just hook it up with the tow rope. Tow rope comes up, it's hooked up to the Vevor product. Look at that. And guys, that's proof that, I mean, look, I got these two on the, one's on the inside, one's on the outside. Both of these are on the inside. However, it's going to work. Okay, get them on there. I'm glad I stopped when I did because I was getting ready to take out a couple of my locust trees I don't want to take out. Guys, this was 9 years ago. This was all hayfield and it's grown up so well. Let me show you something here. You know, I love trees. Okay, sometimes I hug them. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna hug this one here in a minute. You're gonna see why. Look at this. This is one of what is now 3 fruiting persimmons tree on our properties. Man, the wildlife loves this. Oh, let me give you a hug. Oh, hey now, calm down. I'm a married man. Behave. All right, so anyway, look at this. This thing was going right through here. Now I'll be able to come up here and safely bring my chainsaw up and cut this thing up. This will make excellent firewood. See, I didn't want to go up in there because there's 2 known yellow jacket nests up in there. And you go up in there with a chainsaw and you get stung by a yellow jacket, that could end badly. I mean, I'm talking worse than just a yellow jacket sting. You could like jump from that when you get hit with that wasper and cut your leg off. I mean, just to not trying to be gruesome, but I mean, this video is already gruesome enough, but those things happen. But what an excellent product. Pull this log. I would estimate this log weighs 57,000 pounds. Pulled it right out of here. Now we can come in here and clean all this stuff up and it's not going to have its cover. So folks, this probably weighs about, just to be serious with you, it's probably 30-ish pounds. So not too heavy, easy to handle. It's a wonderful product. Again, I want to thank my sponsors from Beaver for sending it to me. From doing these demo videos, I do get 1 free unit of the product in exchange for doing it. And if you like this product, the link for this product will be in the description box below. But listen, some serious announcements. We're getting after this thing, okay? Especially in the month of October, which is only a month away from this recording. The Bigfoot Sasquatch files are being rejuvenated, restarted. There's some amazing stories coming in. If you've got a really cool story about a Bigfoot Sasquatch encounter or anything paranormal related, you can email it to the channel. The email address is crazylake@mail.com. You must give us permission to use your story or we won't. But if you want to remain anonymous, let us know that and we won't share your name. So thanks for being here with me for another totally awesome video. Got to go get my chainsaw and get cutting this thing up now so I can bring you the next video. From the most awesomest homesteading channel on the entire planet that typically doesn't have anything whatsoever to do with homesteading. Homesteading off the grid.